Okay, round two. We'll see if this works this time. Finally out of the house after a couple days. Just been sick. My plan to get used to the drinking water to brush my teeth apparently has not gone that well. I think I lost that fight. So I figured it would be good to get outside and get out of the apartment for a change. Definitely being inside has not helped with depression and negative thinking. Um, Still kind of a lot going on in life, in my head. Uh, yeah, just been sitting and thinking a lot, struggling with my thoughts. Um, I, I, I mean, this is not uncommon for me, and this is not new. Um, I definitely haven't been posting or recording much, so I've been sitting with a lot more, which tends to be a bit more negative. Uh, for whatever reason, saying things out loud does seem to make me face them in a more rational way, I guess, or counter argue them even in my head. Um, but yeah, it's been what are we? It's almost the end of April, so we're seven months in, kind of planning for at least 10 months, and really no real progress. Uh, I, I think maybe my last birthday I tried to kill myself. I don't. I mean, it was kind of an everyday thing then, so I guess that is that's a slight improvement. But I mean that's the thing about me and the way that I think is that I don't really think the difference between trying to kill yourself and like the next step up is like a big life change or a huge triumph. And I think that one of the big things for me is that at this point in my life I have been trying for so long to do it that I know that I'm not going to. And so the threat has sort of lost its teeth internally. So when people hear it, it sounds pretty negative. But for me, it just means life destruction and chaos and causing problems. So it's beneficial to not be going down that road. But I mean, the the difference between -1 and 0 is not a big jump. So I'm not actively going backwards, but I'm still at a standstill, I guess. I think lately I definitely have felt like I am the disruption that nobody asked for. Uh, I'm like I'm like the rock thrown into a pond that's calm. It's interesting to watch the ripples, but there was nothing wrong with the calm water before that. I don't know. That's definitely where my head's been at, and it's kind of pushing me farther and farther away, and I'm feeling like less and less of a sense of direction. Not that I really had any plan previously, it was mostly just stop doing what I'm doing and get out of this, get away from get away from everything that's making me feel so negative. But I think not resolving the negativity inside me is a bit of a concern. And like again, it's not that I'm not working at that stuff. I just don't seem to be winning that battle very well. Uh, anyways, on the plus side, I got some free weight loss from not being able to eat for the last couple of days, so that's an upside. And I do value the diet reset and system flush, as I've been eating way too many sweets and treats lately. I've kind of had injury after injury from most likely a bit of overtraining, not taking enough supplements to counteract dehydration and heat exhaustion, just because it's happening and you don't really feel it. Um, and I'm not even really out in the sun that much, but just the general heat does seem to have a play on joint pain and things like that. Um, yeah, I don't, it's been I don't know. I don't really know. I think I was just hoping things were all going to work out perfectly, and the vision I had in my head was just going to come to life. Um, and obviously that hasn't happened, but I mean, there's still beauty every day. There's still um, good things. I don't I don't really think clearly enough about where I was before to make a proper assessment, but I do think on a daily basis it's easier for me to be positive and for me to find something to smile about. But I was in such a negative place that that's not really a big accomplishment, even if it is true, because you could attribute that almost 100% to my state and my mindset and how I was viewing the world. Uh, yeah, birthday coming up, which is not something normally on my mind, but I think internally I'm pushing for an escape, so it's like an excuse to fly across the world somewhere uh, unjustifiably and spend a bunch of money that I shouldn't be spending. But, yeah. I Everything I need is here. I just don't have like safety and security at the moment, and so it's making me uneasy, and does make it sort of hard to just settle down and relax. Um, but also, this place is the cheapest version of everything that I'm looking for, and so with that, you get the lowest version of the things you're looking for. The beaches are beautiful, but they're also can be dirty. They also can be crowded. It's not perfect and pristine in every possible way, and likely without paying millions and millions of dollars, you're not going to get that. And I think the level of discontent follows with that anyways. If I paid millions and millions of dollars and somebody threw a Snickers wrapper on my private beach, I would be like losing my mind. Which again, it's like it's all perspective. You're like, I'm paying millions of dollars for somebody to throw their garbage on my beach, versus I'm paying $0 to sometimes watch people throw garbage on the beach or things like that. Um, yeah. So I did when I was in Bali. Just had an interesting conversation with somebody about like the level of what's around you does impact you and rise you up or bring you down. And I do have some thoughts around that, just because that's sort of the negative of being here and being this alone and having nobody really to connect with, is that you you're not being elevated or dragged down by anybody but yourself. And so that's good and bad. I think that's a fairly big source of my stagnance at the moment. It's me, which again, the only person I can blame that on is myself. So uh, there's good and bad to that, but there was definitely like an upswing just in what was around me in Bali, and meeting people that were talking about business and talking about growing, and like even local Indonesians wanting to talk about business and growth, and whereas like here it's really not like that. It's a smaller community. It's a everybody out for themselves kind of thing, and there's nothing wrong with either scenario. It's just what you're looking for, and just having conversations about what it's like in other places like Colombia, Dubai, like just depending on what's around you and what's being supported. Um, and so that was just an interesting reframing of like I was searching for the cheapest thing to think that I could be the source of everything else that I need, and maybe that is true, um, but I'm just not doing a very good job of it right now, and maybe that is the thing. Is like I'm in the best financial scenario to make the most of it alone, and so I need to be doing that if that's what my goal is. Um, but if I need help, or if I'm uh, needing collaboration or advice, then this is probably not the place for it. Uh, Hopefully, be back in the gym tomorrow. I've got a course starting in a couple days. I'll try to be working on that. Try to get my resume sorted out and uh, cleaned up. Um, Yeah. I don't know. It's it's not that easy, even for me, I guess, which is like I have a significantly easier time than most people, but maybe not. Maybe like I tell myself that I'm used to being alone, and that just my thought processes sort of lend themselves to making the decisions that led me to get here. But maybe somebody else that is more outgoing and more um, like more willing to ask for help. I don't know. I definitely don't think that I'm doing this as good as it could be done. But I also have no idea what I'm doing still, so there's that too. But yeah, um, I don't know. Lonely, feeling shitty, uh, just starting to get better. It's yeah, I don't know. I've got nothing to complain about. Yeah. Anyways, I'm out of the house, wandering around. Yeah, low tide right now. Let's see. Let's see where we are. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There you go. Woo. Park on the beach. Park on the beach. Looks like I'm green screened. All right. Anyways, still alive. Have a good night.